She wasn't a queen, she held no sword, yet one woman's voice shook an entire nation and changed history forever. Long before kings wore golden crowns, before palaces rose in Israel, the nation lived in cycles of fear and hope. The people would forget God, fall into oppression, cry out for help, and God would raise a deliverer. In one of Israel's darkest seasons, that deliverer was a woman named Deborah. Israel trembled under the rule of King Jabin of Canaan and his terrifying commander, Sisera. His army was unmatched with 900 iron chariots, weapons so devastating that villages abandoned their homes, roads became unsafe, and hope felt like a distant memory. But while fear ruled the land, Deborah sat beneath a palm tree, between Ramah and Bethel, listening. Deborah was not hidden. She was not silent. She was a prophetess, a judge, a woman chosen by God to lead a people desperate for truth. Villagers, soldiers, even leaders came to her seeking wisdom. She spoke with authority, not because she demanded it, but because God had given it. Her words were like water to parched land, nourishing, life-giving, and full of direction. Every day she watched the suffering around her, and every day she prayed for courage. Not her own, but for the nation that depended on God's deliverance. One morning, Deborah summoned Barak, a military leader from Naphtali. His eyes, hardened by battle, widened when he saw her. "Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" Deborah asked. "Take 10,000 men to Mount Tabor. I will draw Sisera to you and give him into your hands." It was a promise from God, a divine plan. But Barak hesitated. "If you go with me, I will go. But if you do not go with me, I will not go." Deborah's eyes shone with calm assurance. "I will go with you. But know this, the honor will not be yours. The Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." Even now, her voice echoed with grace and authority, a reminder that God's ways often surprise the proud and lift the humble. Barak gathered his men, Sisera his chariots. The tension was palpable. As the armies met, the sky darkened. Rain began to fall, turning the battlefield into a sea of mud. The iron chariots, once instruments of fear, became traps. Wheels sank. Horses panicked. Sisera's army faltered. Confusion reigned. And there stood Deborah, firm, unwavering. She lifted her voice above the chaos. "Go. This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone before you?" Israel surged forward. Fear dissolved. Courage rose. The enemy fled. But the story's most astonishing moment was yet to come. Sisera, exhausted and terrified, fled, not to his army, but to a tent owned by Jael, another woman. Jael welcomed him. She offered him milk, covered him with a blanket, and let him rest. Sisera, thinking he was safe, drifted into a deep sleep. And in a moment that would be remembered forever, Jael took a tent peg and struck down Israel's enemy, fulfilling God's plan, just as Deborah had said. Victory did not end with battle. Deborah lifted her voice in a song, recounting the courage of the people, the obedience of leaders, and the faithfulness of God. She praised God for empowering ordinary individuals to do extraordinary things. Her song reminded Israel, and reminds us, that God does not look for the loudest voice, the biggest army, or the strongest weapon. He looks for a willing heart. Deborah never carried a crown. She never wielded a sword. Yet she led a nation. She didn't lead with force. She led with faith. She didn't seek glory. She sought God. Through her courage, wisdom, and obedience, an entire nation was changed, and the land experienced 40 years of peace. Deborah never held a crown, yet heaven listened when she spoke. And today her story asks us one question: what could God do if we trusted Him like she did? Thank you for watching. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe. Comment below. What part of Deborah's story spoke to you most? May God bless you and guide your steps.